Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I've been away for a while. I had some family matters that inevitably come up, and various bureaucratic business connected with that. Actually, the death of my father. Today, we've entered the rain season here. Well, not today, but last week sometime we entered the rain season here in the northeast part of Japan. So most of the days are cloudy or rainy, damp, humidity comes up, and I'd like to read a piece called Kenji Country. It was written as a kind of poetry journal back in the year 2010 when my partner Morie and I ventured up to the prefecture north of here called Iwate, and we spent a week at a hot spring called Osawa Onsen, Osawa Hot Spring. And a very nice place. We didn't stay in the luxury rooms where you get the kaiseki meals for dinner and so forth. We stayed in what is called the jisuibu, which is self care room. You cook your own meals. You put down your own tatami mats. They provide tatami mats, and it's a very simple room. I don't even think there might have been a fan in the room, or did we bring our own fan? I forget. This was 10 years ago. It was extremely hot the day we left. However, when we got into Iwate, toward the Osawa Onsen is actually in the city of Hanamaki. Okay, sort of ventures to the northwest of Hanamaki, up into the mountains that surround there. Hanamaki is famous for the poet Miyazawa Kenji, who was, he gets introduced in the piece I'm about to read, so I won't say anything more about him. So let's begin. Kenji Country, August 19th, Monday. We exit the Northeast Turnpike, 3 p.m. at South Hanamaki interchange onto Route 12. Just onto this local road, a lone withered leaf drops from sky at our approach, flutters down in front of us. Then thunder, lightning, and rain hard driven. Wipers can't keep up. Shall we pull off the road? Ame二モマケズ. Do not be undone by rain. It's the poetry god sending us a message. This is Miyazawa Kenji Country. Temperature drops from 34 centigrade to 24. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Bring a body some relief, poem god. August 10th, Tuesday. It's seemingly just a coincidence that has us on this day at Kenji's birth site. This day in 1945, the house that was here was burnt down by a conflagration of aerial bombing around Hanamaki Station. The house here now is owned and lived in by descendants of Kenji's younger brother. Why was Hanamaki bombed? What was here? Poor farming area that needed bombing. Nothing. It's just that the railroad from here to Kamaishi on the coast carried cargo, supplies. So the railroad and the railroad station were targets, and the fire spread from there. This was 4 days after Hiroshima, 5 days before the war ended. Kenji was dead 12 years before this. His grave is at a Buddhist temple, Nichiren sect, backed by tall cedars, fresh flowers on his grave. We are staying at a hot spring. We prepare our own meals in a communal kitchen. We brought our own electric fan from home. There's a stream rushing by. We can't stay long in the gender-free outside bath because August is Abu season. Abu means horsefly. They are aggressive. They bite and can leave a big welt. There are 5 other baths indoors, and we go from one to another. These are separated by gender. Rocks rough, water warm, earthly passion. A traveler's shadow at stream's bottom, free for all. Neither rich nor poor, butterfly coitus. One is a heart of soul, shed this, shed that. The world's a cauldron of all that's known. What's not is a blessing. Kitakami River, black damselfly, Kenji's coat. World doesn't break for you, dragonfly poem splat. Actually, giant dragonfly poem. They're about this big. Knowing ourselves can bring us to despair. Birds know nothing, their song gives joy. A world comes between us, a poem just is. Hydrangea, hydrangea, wither, hydrangea. Lone Crow Kenji watches rice fields green. Kenji's coat, black monarch butterfly. Walk along Kitakami River to a place named, as Kenji called it, English Coast, because he thought it resembled Dover's cliffs. Kenji had never been to England, but he had read of it and seen pictures in books. We're standing barefoot. Morier forgot her walking shoes, so I suggested we walk barefoot, taking in the scene. A young couple arrived by car, park at a lot the other side of this embankment. The man says in Japanese, "So this is the English coast." The woman says something apologetically, and they leave right away. An elderly fellow who's been tending a garden near the parking lot sees and hears this and watches them pull away. He comes over to where we are and explains why this doesn't look like the English coastline anymore. It's not just a tourist gimmick. The river's course has been changed since Kenji's day. This fellow gives us a 30-minute geological explanation, which includes our getting our feet wet to see and feel fossilized walnuts lodged in stone underfoot from tens of thousands of years ago, different from the walnuts of today. Little birdhouse in a tree, no world for me. Inextricably engaged maple tree me. Thoughts flow away watching rain. Rain on a tin roof, poem from a friend. This one's called Magic Show. Bliss, order, harmony, Jane, are in the making, the seeing, not out there, not in us, only now. Now, Jane here, in case you're not familiar with British literature, would be Jane Austen. She's looking out and saying about the stars in the night sky and saying this is order and so forth in that novel. Okay, so in his youth, a woman at the little Kenji billiard room tells us, he was regarded by others as a kawarimono, an oddity, different, weird, strange. I ask her how someone goes from oddity to town hero, or the main character of the place. Because in many Japanese cities and towns, it's not a poet who holds this position, but a feudal samurai lord. Like where I live in Sendai, it's Date Masamune who is the city's main character. So how does a poet get from Kenji the Strange to Kenji Bosatsu, or Kenji Bodhisattva? Well, she says, no one realized he would become a famous writer. And then the publishing companies and tourist department took over and they did the rest. We're off to Kurakake, Saddle Mountain. We stop for directions at an alpine bathhouse, and we're told our sandals can't make the climb. In comes a mountain nymph, maybe an immortal in nifty mountain shoes to walk on clouds. No one knows roads by route numbers here. Forget your map, mountain ears. Stop, we're here. Happy as hell, horseflies in and out our windows. Today, Saddle Mountain can't be seen well in the mist. From mountain, things won't be seen well in the mist either. I won't miss the horseflies. The heart of mist is, and I'm growing old. A man in a camp office shows us photos. This is like the snow Kenji knows. And here's a translation of Kurakake Yama no Yuki. Mount Kurakake's snow. What you can count on is only snow covering Kurakake. Fields and woods, blotchy with blackness, are not in the least reliable. All there is, yeast-like, and but a snowstorm's haze, with a faint hope to give, is Mount Kurakake's snow, and old ways' faith. We take a road back that runs between Man Mountain and Woman Mountain. These 日本語で男山と女山の間の道路ですね。Between Man Mountain and Woman Mountain, honk if you want some. That's all for today. Thank you very much for listening.